morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the 5 Days of Connecting Challenge. I'm Carrie Biedner. I'm so glad to be here with you this morning, and hopefully, we will have some great mamas joining us live this morning. But if you were on the replay, please do have play in the comments and let me know that you are watching this at another time. I have been so enjoying sharing, even so far, with just day 1. Yesterday, we talked about the reason why it is essential to connect with our daughters, why it is essential to be connecting, especially in this time of preteen adolescence, through the time of puberty, as your daughter is changing from a little girl into a woman. We talked about why it is important to allow her to know that she is irreplaceable, that she is valuable, that she is a treasure, and that when women and young women know this, they automatically take better care of themselves. They make better choices for their lives. And our connecting with our daughters, our connecting with our sons, definitely allow us to speak into their lives even in a greater way as they go into womanhood, adulthood, manhood. So today, day 2, we're going to talk about and collaborate on many different ideas of how to do this. How should we be connecting with our daughters in a way that we're enjoying, and also in ways that they enjoy too? Because, am I right? Sometimes those might not be the same, right? So I do want to make sure that I am fully connected here. So I am going to just check right here on my other monitor, and I'm going to click refresh and just make sure that my face is here. And I want to make sure that I'm seeing those who are joining us. Great, wonderful. Okay, so I have created a PDF called 7 Ways to Connect with Your Daughter. Some of you might have this PDF. If so, I would love to hear what you're thinking about it. But we're basically going to go through these ideas and collaborate with a few of my own that we're using in my house. And also, I would love to hear your ideas in the comments of what ideas you have for connecting with your daughter, especially during this preteen, teen years, as well as those of you who might have older daughters. How do you continue to connect with them even in the time when they are out of your home? What are ways that we can continue this for a lifetime? Right? Okay, so of course we know that connecting is essential. So what are some great ideas of how to do that? Yesterday, I hinted a little bit about something that we do in our house, and that is the making sure that those 9 essential minutes of the day that we are connecting during those times. So this is the time period, and then we're going to talk about what kind of things we can be doing during those times, right? So it's the 3 minutes as they wake up in the morning. All right. So for me, I make sure that I am ready by that point so that I can go upstairs, do a little song and dance, do some cuddling with each one of my 3 kids. This really starts our days off well. Now, this morning, did it happen perfectly? No. But my boys came down and they realized, something's kind of missing. We didn't get cuddle time with mom, because they decided to come down before I was ready. I was able to get in and cuddle with my daughter. Now she's 10, and it is interesting because I even had a talk with her about this on the way to school. I said, isn't it funny how oftentimes kids can say like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want you to be here. And I said, how would you feel if I didn't come in and sing to you and start your day off well? And she was like, yeah, I probably would really miss that. Well, my boys missed that this morning. So they now expect it, that 3 minutes when they get up in the morning. Now, the second time that is really important is the 3 minutes when they come in the door or you are picking them up from the time of separation that you might have in your day. So, if it's for a little one, maybe it's their nap time that they're waking up from. That's a separation from you, right? Hopefully. And then going to school, daycare, all of that, that time when you come back together. Oh, I missed you. Oh, I'm so glad that you are with me. Um, Gosh, I thought about you today when, right? So sharing with them how valuable they are to you and in your life, right? I know that if I was greeted that way, I would really feel valued and really feel good about myself and the confidence in what I'm doing throughout the day and my life. The third time is the 3 minutes before they go to sleep. So bedtime is so important, even in the preteen and teen years. Connecting with your child, telling them what you appreciate about them. I heard a few years back this statement of, if all of the kids your age were lined up across a gym floor and I was told that I could pick one of them to be mine, what do you think I would do? Who would I choose? And they always go, I don't know, who would you choose? And so I would say, I would look down and I would find the girl with the long brown hair and the blue eyes. And oh, it's you. And I would choose you. I don't even see any of the other ones. I would choose you. And that's just really important as well, right? So they know that we choose them, even though perhaps your child is adopted and you literally did choose them, right? But our biological children, even though they were just born into our home and we didn't necessarily have a choice, we choose them. We choose them daily. And even in our marriages, right? We would want to say, I choose you. I choose you again today. And I say, I do again. Right? So that connection is really, really important. Now, our kids don't always appreciate this talking connection, right? They want to do other things. So one of the ideas that I heard of was taking interest in something that she loves. So there was a time when my daughter was really into creating YouTube videos, and you can actually go and check out Awesome Abby's How To. I'll put a link, of course, in the comments here and in the recap notes email. If you aren't registered for this 5-day challenge, please register for it so you can get those recap notes because they're a lot of fun and you can join in the challenges better. So, taking an interest in what she loves. Was I excited about helping her edit all of these YouTube videos? Not exactly, because I was creating my online course at the same time, my Charting Health for Young Women course. So it took a lot of my extra time, but it was during COVID as well. And you know what? I kept doing it with her. I kept helping her make these videos. She loved it and she really enjoyed that connecting piece with me. And even though I maybe didn't always love it, right? So taking interest in something that our kids are doing, even if it's not something that you love. I heard another story of a woman who her son was really into machinery and it was not something she was interested in, but she went and read all of the books that she could on machinery. I know other parents who have done this with different sports and things like that. So finding what they're interested in and allowing them to know that you want to love it with them, and that being a time of connection as well. Okay. Also, this is going to help them to learn how to grow skills in a certain area because, of course, the things that we're interested in, sometimes we're not always like the best at it either, right? So I know there's many of those things in my own life that I've had to get better at, even though they bring me joy after the hard work. All right. So have you ever asked your kids just a silly, super silly question just to get them laughing? Oh, that's a great way. My kids love knock knock jokes. Oh man. And so as we get into the preteen and teen years, knock knock jokes don't really fly as well, right? So we want to think about questions that are super silly, like, hey, Abby, would you rather be a banana or a bunch of grapes if you were a character on a Broadway musical? because that's her dream, is to be on Broadway. So that could be a super silly question, and we could talk about what all the pros and cons of being a banana over a bunch of grapes. And I could definitely get some giggles out of her from that for sure. So think about ways that you can make your regular mundane, maybe just during breakfast or during a meal, asking silly questions and getting them happy about being with you and having joy, rather than just all of the get ready for school, do your laundry, do your homework, right? Just throw in a bit of silly questions and connect with them on a different way. All right. Another idea is, of course, reading a book together. Now, in the preteen years, this is a little different than it was when my kids were little and they would love to snuggle up. My 4-year-old still loves to snuggle up with a book, but not as often for my 10-year-old. And she actually went through a time where she just wasn't able to find books that were as interesting to her. But finally, I was able to introduce her to the Babysitters Club, which were books that I read when I was little, her age. And she really loves that. She loves that when I share things that I did when I was her age, because she likes to hear about my memories of going through that. And that brings me to another point. When we are able to share our stories with our daughters of like how it was when we were there, it's a huge connection piece for them. It really allows them to realize that, oh, yeah, you're more than just mom. You also went through some of these same struggles, or this was a challenging time for you as well. And so, of course, as we approach puberty and we're navigating through that, sharing our stories is going to be great. But we might have to work on reflecting on our stories so that we can share them in an appropriate way, and also so that we can bring more of the joy than the struggle to our daughters as well. But reading a book together is awesome because, of course, you're probably physically touching, you're cuddling up, getting a warm blanket. I really loved introducing tea to my daughter too, like herbal teas and things like that, and teaching her about how to find things that make you really comfy, right? Getting a warm blanket, drinking some warm beverage, if that's coffee or tea or whatever, and cuddling up with a warm book. Now, I'm not a big reader, but I have a lot of friends that say this and they paint this image for me of, oh, this is great. And so if I had just one child to snuggle up and read with, yeah, I would choose my daughter for sure. So reading a book together. Also, she's reading Harry Potter with her dad. I'm not really into Harry Potter, but they have been connecting over this book. And it's been really great for both of them. So remembering to make sure dad's getting this connecting time as well is really important, especially for our girls too, because they need to feel that warmth and love from their dad or their male figure. Yeah. All right. So another one that I absolutely love is having a standing one-on-one date with your daughter. Now, there's seasons of the year that we're really good at this, and other times that we just wait for certain events to come about. So this right now is a season where we're really good at this because I'm not a fan of football. I think I maybe already mentioned that. But Super Bowl's coming, and so we've made it a tradition that Abby and I will go and have a fancy dinner. Maybe it doesn't have to be fancy, but Olive Garden, and we have dinner together and go shopping or do something fun during the Super Bowl. Now, last year there was a absolute blizzard happening, and we were in another city, and it was quite an adventure. So having a standalone date, maybe it's going to a movie that you really enjoyed together, or just having some tea or coffee, doing the things that maybe you even enjoy doing with your friends, letting her feel grown up and doing that with her as well. And again, I want to mention that it's really great for dads to join in on this as well. Having one-on-one dates also. My husband took Abby, our daughter, for her 10th birthday to a King and Country concert, and they got to stay over in a hotel, and that was a lot of fun. She felt really valued and treasured during that time. All right, and so I don't know about you, but my kids are starting to get better at playing board games, and I amazingly, we love board games in our house. I love Settlers of Catan. And now that our 7 and 10-year-old can play, it's just so much fun. We love playing Monopoly Deal. We love playing Skippo and Uno. Lots of really great games. And my kids love it most because I think they love connecting with us and being silly and having fun and learning about strategy and all the great things that board games bring. Tell me, what are your favorite board games? I would love to hear so I can see if there's some that we might want to be adding to our collection as well. Okay, so using our brains and working things out and talking it out is an amazing way to connect, right? Okay, and then I love to suggest this, starting a mom and me journal. Now, oftentimes we don't get a ton of time with our daughters throughout the day, especially in this preteen teen years where they are involved in so much, right? Tomorrow we're going to talk about interruptions to our connections, and this is one of them, right? Their busy schedules. So starting a mom and me journal is this. It's just get a journal. She might want to decorate it and make it fancy, or maybe that's something that you guys do together on a date. And one page you can write a page to her, and then she can do the next page, and you can flop it back and forth. Some moms like to put this under each other's pillows, and it's just a place to keep your own thoughts. So your daughter might have questions for you that she might feel more comfortable writing them down, and that's great. And then she knows I have a complete open connection with mom. And so the Mom and Me journal has been really great, especially during challenging times of reflection on different topics in her life, things like that. So as we get into the time when maybe there's things going on at school that she doesn't feel like she has enough time to tell me about, or she forgets, she can write that down in her journal, and then I can reply as well, and continuing to give more affirmation also. So that's another way that we can connect even when we're not physically together, which is amazing. So if you haven't thought of that before, think about starting a Mom and Me journal. All right, and then one of the last ones that I want to share with you is allowing yourself to think about asking her, how can I help? Now, as we are raising our babies and then they get into these preteen years where they maybe are washing their own hair now and they're starting their own routine, they know how to take care of their hygiene and all of that. Sometimes it's nice to just ask, how can I help? You know, when you go to get your hair done and someone's washing your hair, can you wash your own hair? Yes, but how amazing does it feel when you have someone else doing that for you? So maybe it's just as simple as saying, hey, hon, would you like help washing your hair today? Or can I brush your hair? Hey, what do you think if I painted your nails for you? So doing that reminds her, I'm still your mom. I still am here to care for you. And maybe there will be things that will come up in your self-care routine or in things in life. And you can always come back and ask me for help. I'm going to be there to help you. And building that connection from an early age is going to be really helpful for when she gets into really hard decisions, right? Maybe there's a hard decision going on with, she has to decide what's the right thing to do. In a decision at school or with friends or other community members. And these connections that we are giving to our girls are going to help them to know that we are here and open and ready to help them, and also encouraging them that they have critical thinking skills and they can come up with the right choices for them because we've taught them how to care for themselves emotionally, physically, spiritually, intellectually, and in the way that we communicate as well. All right, so we'll talk more and more about this as we go along. I can't wait to see some of the ideas that you have as well. So please do share those in the comments, especially if you're listening to the replay. I would love to see that. Action steps for today. Well, first of all, if you didn't complete the action step from day one, posting a picture of your daughter and doing a little bit of a brag session on her, I would love for you to do that. A picture of, excuse me, not just your daughter, but a picture of you and your daughter together, because we want to see pictures of moms and daughters together. We want to see your face. I know for me, when memories come up on Facebook and I'm in them with my kids, I can remember how I felt during that time. So post a picture of you and your daughter for day one action step. And please do the hashtag 5 days. I'm sorry. Yes, 5 days of connection, and tag Ashwood Fertility Care as well. Then the main day two action step today, please post an IG story or post about what maybe inspired you from today's training. And I want to hear one of these connecting ideas that you are going to commit to trying the rest of this week. And talk to your daughter about it. Tell her if you would like, so that she can even help you stay accountable. That you are connecting with her at least through the rest of this 5-day challenge. And it's my hope and dream that after this 5-day challenge, you will want to continue to connect with your daughter in these ways, and that they might be things that will remind you as well. You know, that's another thing too. You can always on your calendar put in a date for you to remember, how am I connecting with this child today, or this month, and actually plan it out. Maybe you need to plan that standalone date with your daughter. Maybe you need to plan out a special event or treat to do with them, right? And then, of course, don't forget to sign up for day 5's free masterclass, Navigating Your Daughter's Puberty with Joy. I cannot wait to share that with you as well. And if you are watching this in the app, you're going to see that in the test drive as well. So can't wait to share how to navigate your daughter's puberty with joy. You're going to love it. And I'm going to give you my roadmap for how I'm doing this in the Biebner house. All right. Well, I am so thankful for all of you that were able to join in today for this day 2 of our 5-day connecting challenge. And I hope that you've been inspired. And I can't wait to hear how connecting with your daughter has changed your day, and the life of your daughter as well. So please do share. How is this changing? What's going on in your house? I love to hear the inspiring stories. Do share, because you will inspire others. And every time you tag 5 days of connection and Ashwood Fertility Care, you'll be entered into a drawing for an item from our Ashwood logo store. So I can't wait to see what you might want to pick out of the store. You can check out all of the different items that are available there, with coffee cups and t-shirts and all the things. But we love to give away for those mentions. So please do tag Ashwood Fertility Care and use that hashtag 5 days of connection. And I can't wait to see all the great things that you come up with. So you will have a recap email on its way to you. And then please go ahead and see the recap notes and download the free PDF of the 7 ways to connect with your daughter. And please feel free to share it with your friends. All right. I hope you all have an amazing day, and do make sure to connect with your daughter today.